Hey, what is that? Oh yeah, I'm one of them. I love Christmas. I have Christmas jewelry. Oh yeah, it's on at the Bethia household. Got something really special for you today. I don't know how much you like cranberry, but this cranberry mold is off the chain delicious. All right, so let me show you our ingredients so you can get yours out. You're gonna have two kinds of sugar. You're gonna have confectioner sugar. You're also gonna have granulated sugar. And we're going to mix them together right in a bowl. And I'll show you what we're gonna do with those in a moment. You're gonna have pecans. You're gonna have egg whites. You're also gonna have Raspberry Jello mix. And you're going to need a can of jellied cranberry, which I opened upside down. Can you believe it? I must be really excited about Christmas. All right, and then there's my cup of pecans already. And the last thing I have is a beautiful bowl of cranberries, which we're going to use for a garnish. This thing is so pretty, y'all. And I'll put some pictures along with this video so you can see it, how it turns out. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we have two mixing bowls here. All right, some of you wrote me about these bowls. You can get these at Home Goods. You can get them on Amazon. And they're just nice to mix stuff in. Really, really come in handy. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take 2 boxes of the Raspberry Jello mix. We're just gonna pour it. How many of you grew up on Jello? I grew up on Jello. I thought it was Christmas when we had Jello. So in here, we're going to put 1 cup of boiling water. You can see my pot is already boiling. Let's go in and get 1 cup of nice hot boiling water. There we go. And this is a 2-cup measuring cup, so I always know I just have to fill it halfway. There. Put that in there. Then we're going to stir. Actually, let me get my whisker. Man, every cook, this is like the Bible in cooking. So I'm going to take my whisker, do something on a stir. Let that dissolve nicely. And I'm going to set it to the side for a minute, because now I'm also going to take my jellied cranberry sauce, my bad. And I'm going to, sometimes it's hard to get them out, so if you take a butter knife and just go straight around like that, voila, comes right out of the can. So I'm gonna take my potato masher. Those of you who are cooking 101, this is a potato masher. You do use it to make mashed potatoes, but it works well for other stuff too. So I'm just gonna mash this up. See there? I'm gonna mash it. Let's move this out of the way so you can see. So you just want to mash it. Okay. And guess what? We're also going to add 1 cup of boiling water to our cranberry sauce. So I'm going to fill my 2-cup measuring cup halfway. I'm going to pour that in. Stir. Okay. Now we're going to mix the 2 of them together. Remember our Jello mix? I'm going to pour that right into our cranberry mix. Now this is not one of those quick recipes like I normally show you, because the Jello has to sit for 3 hours to make our mold. All right, so we're just gonna mix those 2 together. Now with this recipe, you can use pecans or walnuts. I'm a pecan girl. I love butter pecan ice cream. I love pecan everything. So of course I chose to use pecans, but people do use walnuts as well. So we're gonna take our mold, and this is a non-stick mold, but you really don't want to take a chance on the mold not coming out, which it happens. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some. Y'all remember Pam? She's still around. I'm gonna just spray my pan. Now it's really non-stick. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do, remember that cup of chopped up pecans? Just need 1 cup. We're gonna pour them into the mold. Because when it's said and done, they're gonna be sitting right at the top of your dessert. I see I have a couple in here that didn't quite get chopped. So if that happens for you, just pick them up and with a butter knife. You don't need a real sharp knife because they're so hard. Once you cut through them, they'll break right up. Okay? So you want to kind of spread it around and make sure it's even. Oh, we got more on this side. There we go. Alrighty, so now your chopped walnuts are in. And so we're going to add just half, not all, half of your mixture to the mold. I think I need a little more. There we go. All right, and then you're going to cover the leftover mixture and set it aside. You don't need to refrigerate it. You want to set it aside for later. And then now, isn't that pretty? This beauty is going to go in the refrigerator for 3 hours. So you can go and do something else while this gets ready. Okay, so our mold is in the refrigerator. It's gonna take 3 hours, but not to worry. While it's in there, we're going to prepare this beautiful cranberry garnish. They're gonna be so pretty. So I have my egg whites here. Cholesterol free, pasteurized. So I'm going to do half a cup of egg whites. Now this is what you need to know about eggs. When it comes to cooking, eggs are cooking glue. You saw me use them in the salmon cakes, and also we're going to use them to cause the garnish, the sugar, to stick to the cranberries. Watch this. We have Confectioners sugar. This is the crystal Confectioners sugar. It's bigger than the granulated. So we mix them, and the measurements are right there in the recipe. But we've mixed those together. And now we're going to pour our egg whites into a bowl. Now you want to make sure you've washed your cranberries off, right? The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I should know. Hallelujah. Look at these beautiful cranberries. So we're going to do this. Just take a few of them. Drop them into our egg whites. Stir them around. Okay. Then we're going to scoop them back out. Make sure they're nice and covered. We're going to just drop them into our sugar. Okay, and then with a dry fork, you're gonna toss them around. They're honestly gonna look like snowflakes. Isn't that pretty? All right, so once you toss them around real good, then you wanna take them out and put them on a drying tray. You're gonna have to let them sit for about an hour and let them dry nicely, because once that egg dries, that sugar will not move. Egg is cooking glue. That's why we use it in so many things. Aren't they pretty? Imagine them in the middle of our mold. It's gonna be gorgeous. So, take a few more. And how many you use really depends on how many you want, because you can just have a few. I tend to be over the top, so I'm gonna use most of them. All right, so we rinse them off. Rinse them off, stir. This is making me feel like Christmas for real. Snowflakes. Snow-covered cranberries. And there they are. And you just want to gently take them out because they're still wet. You want those snowflakes to dry. Pretty. They're going to give our mold a beautiful look. But you know, when you use a garnish in cooking simply means decorate. So when you hear the word garnish, you're just talking about making it look pretty. And I like pretty food. When I go to restaurants, I want my food pretty. We'll take another handful, and I think this might be it. We might have all these left because I think what we have there, maybe one more. This is so much fun. And you know, when you cook at home, you know what you're getting. I do like eating out. I have certain restaurants that I love. Like I love Fleming's in the Inner Harbor. I love Ruth Chris. I love McCormick and Schmidt. Any McCormick and Schmidt people out there? So I have my favorite restaurants that I enjoy. But I don't like eating anywhere as much as I like eating at home. I think we'll do one more bowl and we'll be good to go. And this is a little tedious, but I tell you, it's going to be worth it when you see how pretty. And you can see the sugar crystals. You can see the larger ones. In fact, if you look here in the bowl, you can tell the difference between the granulated and the Confectioners Con AA. They're larger. So look at that. See how that stands out? That's so pretty. Ooh. Alrighty, so we'll be back in a little bit. We'll check back in and see how our mold is coming. Alrighty, so let's take a look. Our mold has been chilling. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Alright, so now, and the whole time that our mold has been getting solid, look at our beautiful cranberries. Aren't they beautiful? They're gonna make a nice garnish. So what we want to do now, we want to take our cream cheese. And I have the third less fat, right? Make sure you check your calories so that we don't overdo it. And we're just going to take it out. So we're going to use our fork for this because we've got to really whip this cream cheese. We're just going to whip it around in the bowl. Excuse me. There. Make sure you use a fork. Your fork will help get it nice and loose for you. Because placing this is going to feel like a puzzle. See there? Now here comes the tricky part. It really feels like you're doing a puzzle. Now that we've got it all smoothed out, I'm going to take it and make sure you wash your hands because you're going to have to slide this off. And we're going to go all the way around the mold, making sure that this sour cream cheese rather. Sometimes I use those interchangeably, but they're not the same. We have to go all the way around and make sure that it does not touch either side. Because when it's finished, you want this in the middle. there. You're going to get all the way around the mold. And again, make sure you don't touch the centerpiece or the sides of the pan. Keep it right in the middle. Very sticky, so you're gonna have to use your hands to get it off of there and to shape it. We're almost there. This should close it up. Okay, so now you have a circle going all the way around, not touching the middle, not touching the sides. There's one area that didn't get much right there. Yeah. All right. Now remember earlier, we did not put all of our cranberry and jello mixture in the initial mold. So now we're going to go back to what we had left, and instead of pouring it on, you're going to have to spoon it in. Make sure you stir it up and get it mixed in there, because what you don't want is for your sour cream to begin to run. So you want to spoon it on. Spoon it. Be gentle with it so your sour cream does not move. Once you get your sour cream pretty covered, oops, not yet. Now that it's pretty covered, I want to begin to pour very slowly. Get around the outside of it very softly. Okay, if any of your sour cream is peeking out, just kind of pat it down some. You want to make sure your sour cream is covered. Still, it should touch the top, the middle. All right. Now, we're going to put this in for 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, it'll get set. Then we can flip it over and take it out. And by the way, look at our beautiful cranberries. You do not want to put those in the refrigerator. You want those to just stay out, because if you put them in the refrigerator, then the sugar will begin to crystallize. You just want to let it sit. And look at the beauty of using those egg whites. Eggs are glue. None of these crystals are going to come off of there now. Isn't that beautiful? So we want to cover our mold. All right, so we're going to sit this in the fridge for 15 minutes and we'll be back. All right, our mold has been in the refrigerator for quite some time. That's how it's going to look. And take it out. And so now let's put our plate on it. And then you just flip it over. You might want to give it a few minutes because you want to make sure that gravity has taken hold. Now gravity and the non-stick pan and spray should cause your mold to fall right out naturally. Let's take a look. Yay! And there it is. Isn't that adorable? Now, stay right there because we've got to do something with this. So we're going to get our beautiful cranberries. Do you remember our beautiful cranberries? I'm going to bring them over now. So we're just going to place them in the middle. Look at that. Is that not adorable? I'll slide it over just slightly. I'm going to place them in the middle. They make a really beautiful garnish. And then guess where we're going to put these? Around the sides. How pretty. And you know, cranberries have a really bitter taste. And with this sugar coating, I'm pretty good. So now, there you have a beautiful cranberry mold. Now we gotta taste it. So you're just going to slice. Let's get a little slice out of there. Ah, look at that. And so, your family's tired of plain old cranberry? Give them a nice cranberry mold. And you know I have to taste it. Let's see. Man, I wish I could share this with you. This is so good. And of course, if you want to make, I like pretty food. Do you like pretty food? When you put the slice on your guest's plate, take a few of your cranberries and just make it a little garnish. It'll look really pretty and it's delicious. All right, so let's get ready for Christmas. Hey, if you have recipes you want to suggest, inbox me or just drop a note in the chat, in the comments. Let me know what recipes you'd like to see because now we're gearing up for Christmas. Hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.